Welcome to another episode of Black Eye Platinum, where I platinum review games you may or may not heard of while showcasing gameplay. This is Ro here with number 133, Star Wars Outlaws. Yes, the infamous Lucasfilm Star Wars franchise is in the hands of Ubisoft. Yeah, this is a very interesting game. Let's get into it. So, the main character, you were playing as Kay, who is basically a thief slash scoundrel. She's like a sea urchin, orphan, and all she cares about is money. She has her right hand man, which is Nyx, this little pet. I don't know what breed he is in Star Wars universe, so I will never know that, but he's a cute little adorable, let's say, feline that actually contributes to the gameplay. You actually use him to navigate the world, and she's on a heist that turned AWOL, and she's learning how to get her death mark off her. But let's first get off the elephant in the room. This is like an Uncharted game. This is Ubisoft's Nathan Drake with a female character, Chloe Fraser version of Ubisoft, like to the T. This is like that scene in Uncharted 4 where Nathan and Sully were going to that ball dressed in tuxedo. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you played the game. And did they do it wrong? No, not really. But let's get into the gameplay right quick. So the game roughly took me around 53 hours to complete because of all the Ubisoft nuances and all the trophies that we'll get into in a few minutes. So the gameplay wise plays very much like a third-person shooter. You know, you have your hand-to-hand combat, you can use different weapons, you actually unlock the ability to use better weapons as you progress. And like here, you can use dicks to come pick up the weapons and grab it for you. It's really cool. You know, the combat, I didn't think it was too stale, but it didn't overstay its welcome. Now, as far as the story, yes, you know exactly who that character was. Yeah, you have very much a lot of iconic characters from the Star Wars universe. This is after Revenge of the Sith, so yeah, you all know what's going on around that phase. So after episode 3 and before episode 4, and she is like anybody else. So when it comes to the trophies, yeah, this is one of the like miscellaneous trophies you have to get, where you have to steal from a random pedestrian in every cantina, and once you get that, you get a trophy. And there's another one where around those cantinas you also have like little bars or like places you can eat, where you have to let Nyx eat there, and it's like a mini game. So there's a lot of mini games in this game, that's for sure. Like, don't think it's mostly cutscenes. Here's another mini game where it's basically like, I guess it would be like Wordle. Yeah, it's like Wordle with these little puzzle pieces. That's how you like get into security. Slicing is what they call it. And then another one with the lock picking, which is like a rhythm game. That's pretty cool. And then there's one where it's like you gather intel to know which like fixed race you have to bet on, like what horse you have to bet on based on the intel you have. That's a trophy. Again, a lot of miscellaneous trophies, because one thing about Ubisoft, they gonna throw some trophies out there that don't make sense for why you trying to get them. They definitely gonna have those trophies out there with just a plethora of content, because you do this one little thing and you'll never touch it again. So I didn't really enjoy that trophy. Again, it's just another trophy with a game that has already like 60 of them. Here's one where you have to get the high score in an arcade. There's 2 of them. I just chose this one, the first one I tried, and I got it on the first try. It does progressively get harder, but again, it's just one of those miscellaneous trophies where you're just kind of just like, really, Ubisoft? Like, that's what you wanted to throw out there? And here's one right here where I accidentally got this literally after I just started the game, landing perfectly. I mean, you can kind of think to yourself, like, you do a little bit better than that. And like, look at this one. 30 seconds spinning around in the circle. Literally 30 seconds spinning around in a circle. That's a trophy. Like, I don't know. Here, look at this. This ain't even a combat trophy. This is literally sending Nyx to attack, quote unquote, one of the clones or enemies over and over and over until you finally get a trophy 30 times. Just 30 times a waste. Now, this one was a little conflicted. So one of the locations where you are playing the flying combat with your spaceship, you have to go to this location. It's like the nebula. You have to kill these ships in the dark, like in like the sky itself. It's dark. You can't use auto aim. And then there's some other combat trophies with it as well. You have to take down these certain ships. Man, look. You have to, it's like one of the 2 only gold trophies. I'm gonna tell you why it's a gold trophy. Because you cannot lose your shield. You see your shield on the top left for the ship. You cannot lose the shield while you're trying to take down these 4 different ships. Do you know how hard that is? Like, there's a cheat behind it where you can just ram it in there, and I'm not wasting 30 minutes just trying to ram a ship. No. Here's the second hardest one, in my opinion, which is taking down a Death Trooper Mark where you have to get the highest wanted level, go to their spot, and then turn it off. And these death troopers, they are strong. They take a whopping amount of shots. So then let's go into another part of combat. So you get these things called abilities. With these abilities across 9 different players, they give you these abilities that allow you to unlock skills instead of just traditionally leveling up. Now, they also have stories behind them. Lando, yes, anybody who watches or played any Star Wars game, you know exactly who that guy is in the yellow. That is Lando from the Star Wars series. Yes, he's one of the people that helps you with the abilities. And there's this little game. It's not as good as Gwent and Witcher 3, but it's a pretty cool version of their poker. You know, it's really easy to understand. It's really cool. But Lando gives you a trophy for cheating against him in this game. He teaches you how to cheat, you know, with the high rollers. That's what they call themselves. So, yeah, that was probably my most favorite one out of all the side quests. You have to do all the side quests, all 9 of them. And Lando gives you this trophy for doing his side quest after you unlock him. Really, really cool. And then you get this system that is like a morale system with 4 different like clans or factions, and you get to make a choice of like, do you betray them or do you align with them? It's really cool. It doesn't affect the story too much, you know. It's nothing crazy with the story too much, but it's definitely something that again, it's Ubisoft giving you a lot of content, a plethora of content in the game, and I think that's what hurts their identity with games. It's like it's so much going on, especially as someone who's completing everything 100%, because I see everything. But here you are, you got the 4 different, you know, networks with all the different clientels that you could do contracts with. You got to do 40 different contracts, not just with one, but like any of them. And you have to read excellent. So this is the thing I would recommend first. You have to get terrible. Like reputation is terrible with one of them. In my opinion, I chose the Pikes because it's one of the first ones you unlock. And with the Pikes, there's like 3 missions back to back where you could betray them. And then it's like, you do this where I went around killing their people in their group. And then I got terrible. And once you unlock terrible, that's a trophy. Reload a save and go back. Then you have to go get excellent for everybody else. Okay? That's my opinion. Don't have to listen to it. Now, it wouldn't be a Ubisoft game without them showcasing the beauty of the game. So it may not be the traditional viewpoints in Assassin's Creed or Far Cry game, but you best believe they're going to find a way to show you that they wasted a lot of time making the graphics look really, really good. And it's these things called Nick's Treasures. There's 15 of them, and all 15 of them show you some type of beauty. So overall, I would say for the enjoyment and the passion that I have for completing a Ubisoft game and how much plethora of content it has, I'd rate this game a solid 6.5. You know, it's not too great with the story, but it's not too bad. I just think they added too much content for no reason, and it just prolonged its wait. So check out the page for the next video game review. Can't wait to see y'all next time.